Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Learn English Naturally, the podcast where we explore everyday topics through friendly conversations to help you improve your English. I'm your host, Daniel. Today, I'm very excited because we have a wonderful guest named Emma. She's from Manchester in the UK, and she's here to talk to us about her daily routine, how she organizes her day, what she likes, what she struggles with, and how she keeps herself happy and productive. Welcome, Emma.
Hi, Daniel. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. Today's episode will be a little bit interactive. I'll ask you questions, you'll answer and describe your day, and from time to time I might repeat or clarify things so that our listeners can learn new vocabulary and expressions. Does that sound good?
Sounds perfect.
Let's begin with the morning. What is your morning like?
Sure. So I usually wake up around 6:30 a.m. I'm not a natural early bird, to be honest, but waking up early makes me feel more organized. When my alarm rings, I don't get up immediately. I like to stay in bed for a couple of minutes and stretch because it helps my body wake up slowly. After that, I go to the kitchen and drink a big glass of water. It's something I started doing last year after reading about the benefits of hydration. It really helps me feel more awake. Then I make coffee. Coffee is honestly essential for me. Without coffee, I feel like I'm not fully human.
I know the feeling.
Right? And while I drink my coffee, I usually check my phone. I look at messages, emails, and sometimes social media, but I try not to spend too much time on Instagram or TikTok in the morning because I can get distracted easily. After coffee, I take a shower. I usually listen to music while I shower. I know many people listen to podcasts, but music gives me energy. Then I get dressed. Since I work from home 3 days a week, I don't always dress up, but even when I'm home, I like to wear something that makes me feel productive, not pajamas. If I dress too comfortably, I get lazy.
Oh yeah, I've heard that advice a lot. Dress for success, even at home.
Exactly. After I get dressed, I make breakfast. Usually I eat something simple like oatmeal with fruit or sometimes eggs. If I'm in a hurry, I just have toast and coffee. But when I have more time, I love making avocado toast. Then, around 7:30, I sit at my desk and look at my to-do list for the day. I like planning. I use a digital calendar and paper notes. I know it's old school, but writing things on paper helps me remember them.
So your morning is pretty organized.
Most of the time, yes. The only chaotic part is choosing what to wear. I can be very indecisive.
You mentioned you work from home 3 days a week. What do you do on the other days?
On the other days, I go to the office. The office is about 30 minutes away by bus. I leave the house around 8:15. The bus ride is usually peaceful. Sometimes I read a book, sometimes I listen to music, and sometimes I just look out the window. The city looks nice in the morning. When I arrive at work, I say hello to my coworkers and make myself another cup of coffee. Yes, another one. Then I sit at my desk and start answering emails. I work as a marketing assistant, so my job is a mix of creative tasks and administrative work. Some mornings are more fun than others.
What you do when you work from home?
When I work from home, I start around 8 a.m. I usually work at my dining table because it's bright and quiet. I like lighting a candle. It helps me feel calm. I try to keep my space clean. If my space is messy, I feel unfocused. One thing I love about working from home is that I can take small breaks whenever I need them. Sometimes I stretch, sometimes I make tea, and sometimes I talk to my cat. Her name is Luna. She's black and very playful. She loves sitting on my keyboard, which is cute, but also annoying.
Cats love keyboards.
They do. It's like they know exactly how to block productivity.
Tell us a bit more about what you do at work.
Sure. So my job includes writing social media posts, helping create digital ads, and coordinating with designers. I also collect data from our campaigns, like how many people visit our website or like our posts. During the morning, I normally focus on big tasks that require concentration. For example, writing new ideas for a marketing strategy or preparing presentations. I feel more creative in the morning. Around 11 a.m., we usually have a short meeting. On days when I'm in the office, we meet in a small conference room. When I'm at home, we talk on Zoom. We discuss the progress of our projects and what we need to finish by the end of the week. Sometimes the meetings are short and efficient, but sometimes they take longer than necessary. You know how meetings can be.
Absolutely. Meetings are a mysterious universe.
Yes, sometimes I think they have their own rules. But overall, I enjoy working with my team. They're friendly and fun. After the meeting, I continue working until 12:30 p.m. when I take my lunch break.
What do you usually eat for lunch?
It depends. If I'm at work, I usually bring something from home, like pasta, salad, or leftovers from dinner. I try to eat healthy food because if I eat something too heavy, I get sleepy in the afternoon. But I'm not perfect. Sometimes I buy a sandwich or sushi. But when I have more time, I love making avocado toast. Then after lunch, I make tea. I really love tea. Green tea, black tea, herbal tea. I have too many kinds at home. Tea makes me happy.
Do you take a nap?
No, I don't. If I take a nap, I feel more tired later. Instead, I try to take a short walk after lunch. Even just 10 minutes helps me feel refreshed.
What is your afternoon routine like?
In the afternoon, I usually organize smaller tasks, like answering emails, sending documents, reviewing graphics, or checking social media posts. Sometimes I also help plan events. Around 3 p.m., I start feeling a little tired, so I take a short break. Sometimes I stretch, sometimes I talk to a friend. If I'm at home, maybe I play with my cat. Around 4 p.m., I usually try to finish important tasks for the day. If I have free time, I prepare for the next day. I like to finish work by 5 p.m., but sometimes I stay longer if there's a deadline. Once I finish work, I like to separate work from personal life. When I work from home, this can be difficult. Sometimes I close my laptop and go for a walk. Changing my environment helps my mind shift from work to relaxation.
What do your evenings look like?
My evenings vary, but I'll describe a typical one. After work, I usually do some exercise. Twice a week, I go to the gym. On other days, I do yoga at home or just take a long walk. Exercise helps me relax and sleep better. Around 7 p.m., I make dinner. Cooking is one of my favorite hobbies. I'm not an expert, but I enjoy experimenting. I cook pasta dishes, salads, and sometimes Asian-inspired recipes. I also love making homemade pizza on Fridays. I usually eat dinner while watching a series. Lately, I've been watching a documentary series about nature. It's beautiful and calming. Sometimes, instead of TV, I listen to a podcast while I cook. One of my favorites is about personal development. I love learning new things. After dinner, I clean the kitchen and do the dishes. It's not my favorite activity, but I like waking up to a clean space.
And what do you do in your free time after dinner?
It depends on how I'm feeling. Some evenings, I read. I like fiction, especially mysteries. Other nights, I draw or paint. I'm not very good, but I enjoy the process. It helps me relax. Sometimes I call my family. They live far away, so it's nice to hear from them. We talk about our week, plans, and funny things that happened. If I'm feeling energetic, I study languages. I'm learning Spanish. I'm still at a basic level, but I love it. I practice using apps, reading simple articles, or watching videos. Sometimes I repeat sentences out loud. I probably sound crazy to my neighbors.
No, that's just dedication.
I hope so. I also plan my weekend activities. I love planning weekend trips like hiking or visiting museums. I'm not very spontaneous. I like knowing what to expect. But sometimes I do nothing. I just lie on the sofa and rest. It's important to do nothing sometimes.
And what about your night routine?
Around 10 p.m., I start preparing for bed. I usually take a warm shower. If I have time, I do a short skincare routine. Then I brush my teeth, put on pajamas, and get into bed. I try not to use my phone too much before sleeping, but I'm not perfect. Sometimes I spend too much time watching videos or checking social media. But when I'm disciplined, I read a little. Reading helps me fall asleep faster. Before sleeping, I like to reflect on my day. I think about what went well, what I accomplished, and what I can improve. I try to be kind to myself. Not every day is perfect. Usually, I fall asleep around 11 p.m. And that's my day.
That was a great description. I love how balanced your routine is. Before we finish, I'd like to ask you a few more reflective questions. First, what part of your day is your favorite?
My favorite part is the evening, especially when I'm cooking and listening to music. It's like therapy. I feel peaceful and happy.
What part is the most challenging?
Probably waking up early and staying focused in the afternoon. After lunch, my brain wants a break.
Is there a habit you want to add to your routine?
I want to meditate more. I do it sometimes, but I want to make it a daily habit. Even 5 minutes helps.
And finally, what advice would you give to someone who wants to improve their daily routine?
Start small. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. or run 10 kilometers every day. Choose one small habit and be consistent. For example, drink water in the morning, take a short walk, or write your goals. Small steps make a big difference.
Thank you so much, Emma, for sharing your day with us. I think our listeners learned a lot, not only about daily routines, but also about building better habits and finding balance.
Thank you. I had a wonderful time. I hope our listeners enjoyed it too.
I'm sure they did. And for everyone listening, if you enjoyed this episode, remember to practice your English by describing your daily routine to a friend, or even writing it in a journal. Thank you all for listening to Learn and Live. See you next time.